Hey guys, so what am I going to rant about today? I was thinking about several years ago. I finally achieved my dream of moving to Japan. That was my lifelong dream. I had that dream since I was a teenager, I believe, so maybe lifelong is the incorrect word, but I've had a love of Japan, blah, blah, blah. I got tongue-tied there. But I've had a love of Japan, at least the culture, since I was maybe 7 or 8 years old. And I remember sitting in my parents' bedroom watching Sailor Moon. Of course, it was the dubbed Sailor Moon, but I still remember it, and I loved that cartoon. Of course, as someone who grew up in the countryside of Georgia, that's not something you advertise. Hey, I'm a young boy who likes Sailor Moon. Now, I'll happily say it, but where I come from, there's a lot of machismo and whatnot, so it's one of those things I was too shy to say when I was younger. But anyway, growing up, I watched Sailor Moon, Gundam Wing. Later on, I got into Love Hina, which is a great anime. Outlaw Star. Got into the music, Hamasaki Ayumi, Malice Miser, Gact. And I really had this dream of moving to Japan. But I ended up going to China for a while, which was an interesting experience. I'll talk about that another time. But finally, I think in 2016, I decided, okay, it's time to pursue the dream. So I applied for a company in Japan, and I made some major mistakes. I applied to a company, and during the interview, they asked me a question. They said, where in Japan do you want to be located? Now, this company has like 400 schools, 400 English centers across Japan. So to maximize my chance of getting accepted by the company, I said, I'm okay with anywhere. I just want to be there. I want to be in Japan. I want to finally make the dream come true, as Shia LaBeouf would say. So I got accepted by the company. And they put me in Yokohama. And here was my mistake. My mistake was telling them put me anywhere. You see, I have obligations. I have things I have to pay for. And at that time, I was, not free of strings, not free of attachments. Yokohama is a very expensive city, and the wages for teachers in Japan, to be honest, are a bit low. I was making probably 50% more in China than I was making in Japan. And the cost of living in China was also much cheaper. So in China, I could easily save money. In Japan, I was losing money every month. So after about 6 months in Japan, I had to come to the painful realization I had to leave. I had to give up on my dream at that point. That was a sad day. But it was a good learning experience. You have to learn not to be so impetuous, not to leap before you look. And you would think that I would understand that lesson because at that time I was 32, 33 maybe 34. But apparently I had not learned that lesson well enough at that point in my life. So I do hope to go back to Japan in the future. It is still my dream to live there in the future, but I think next time I'm going to definitely have to be a lot more careful, in regards of where I'm living so I could have a decent cost of living. A larger apartment. I was living in a shoebox in Yokohama, Leo Palace, tiny apartments. And I will also have to consider the job and the benefits of the job. I can't let my eagerness override common sense, right? Eagerness override logic, perhaps. So yeah, sad day for me to give up that dream, but I don't regret it. It was a great opportunity. It was a great chance for me to learn, to explore the culture, and it confirmed what I already felt, that it's where I want to be in the future. So I don't regret it. The arcades were amazing. The hub with the matcha Baileys during happy hour, gorgeous, gorgeous drink. Friendly people, helpful people. The company was a good company. I did enjoy working for Nova. They are a large eikaiwa in Japan, as they call it. But again, it just wasn't the right time for me, I suppose, due to poor planning. So, we'll see. Fingers crossed. In the future, again, it's going to happen. That's it for today. See you guys next time.